Part 2.
McDoncast, the funnest
me.
podcast in town.
We've got more Comic-Con for you. We covered all of the Marvel content in the last episode. Every single Marvel announcement.
That's right.
From I Am Groot to Avengers Secret Wars. If you are interested in that, check out the last episode. This is not the Marvel stuff. This is everything else.
If you haven't seen it, I'll put a card in the corner of the screen and it'll be in the description.
Oh, actually, we do have one really minor Marvel thing.
Well,
that's
we'll
it.
talk about that. So
I'm Will Smith, and it's gaming
we are
time.
recording
Let's
this
get on with the show.
the same day as we recorded our last episode.
Okay.
So everyone is a little bit tired, but we're ready to
We're
go.
not tired. Who said that?
Patrick
Patrick was
is
asleep in the last
pairing just
part,
as much
so-
as he does normally, which is very little.
A lot.
He's editing something right now.
Is he playing a game on his iPad again?
No, he's making a logo.
I'm trying to make it white.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're going to talk about everything else at Comic-Con that wasn't Marvel Studios. So the Dungeons and Dragons panel were the DC
let's
Comics,
give a brief
the
rundown.
DC films, Wheel of Time, the Prey movie, Lord of the
Then we
Rings.
just get right into it. Just start talking.
Max is very
Max, we're doing that right now.
I say what we do.
I
right
say we do what we're doing right now.
I say what we
but
do
we do
right
it right
now.
now.
I hate everything.
This will be a great TikTok.
This
clip.
is going to be a good episode, dude.
All right. Let's just get started.
Filming these back to back was
Starting
a good
off
idea.
with-
Right now, we're just gonna do a brief.
Max, shut up.
Max is 5 seconds behind.
Starting off with day one of Comic-Con. So we're gonna be going through this by days.
Yes.
That's
So
just
there
how it's
was-
organized.
There's technically 4 days of Comic-Con, but on one day is like Kids Day, so nothing happens.
Nothing. They announced nothing.
So
yet.
It's like Coco Melon announcements.
Yeah, literally, pretty much, yes.
So it goes Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. On Thursday, day one, we started off with a announcement on Twitter that Deadpool's 1 and 2, as well as the movie Logan, are all being released on Disney Plus, the first R-rated movies to be on the platform, despite
Woo!
a promise at launch in which there would be no R-rated films ever on the platform. Well, guess what? Now there is. They're taking
That was a
back.
lie.
I don't understand why they only did the adult part on.
Other countries,
Hulu.
because they want people to buy Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. They want all of the Marvel stuff to be on one place, so they don't want to split that up between
Mhm.
Disney Plus and Hulu. But Hulu makes a stupid amount of money
Yeah.
from running ads on everything.
Because it's cheap and it's loaded with
So
ads.
they will never close that service down,
Yeah.
which is why everywhere but America, all of the Fox stuff and like adult content from Disney Studios is on
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, but not in America.
It's on
Here we
Hulu.
have 3 R-rated Marvel movies and a bunch of kids shows.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. Moving on to our first look at Keanu Reeves in John Wick 4. Do I need to bring that up?
There's a trailer we'll talk about later, so we can just gonna skip that one. But let's move on straight to the Dungeons and Dragons panel.
All right, moving on to the Dungeons and Dragons panel.
So they released
Starting
the first
things off,
trailer.
we got our first trailer for Dungeons and Dragons. I say this like 15 million times a week. I don't know
Dragons
why I'm
and
struggling.
Dungeons.
Honor Among Thieves. Okay, so real quick. Oh wait. Okay, I'll just tell you when we get to that part.
So this film follows a group of thieves.
In the Dungeons and Dragons world. So
Yes.
this is the Dungeons and Dragons is a little complicated, as one might assume, it being the progenitor of all nerd things. There's like a main world that the actual Wizards of the Coast company writes campaigns in that everything takes place in. And then they also have a set of other rules for what is called homebrew, where you make up your own stuff. This is taking place in the main universe, as far as I'm aware.
Is this gonna be a comedy?
It's an
Mostly.
action comedy. It's a
It's
broad-
like D&D. It's half serious, half, oh, my friend rolled a 1 and fell down the stairs.
I think
That's what I was hoping.
the
Because
goal
if they
here-
made it like all serious, it'd be really.
the
yeah.
goal here is obviously to start a franchise and to make like a very action adventure summer blockbuster, easily accessible film for general
And
audiences.
as far as it looks, they seem to be sticking really closely to all the lore. Because this is a black dragon.
And
I
it
play
spits
D&D. Can
acid.
you tell? Yeah, they spit acid instead of fire and whatever else. So that's why it's looking like tar. That's actually acid, though. See, it's burning the ground there. The horses should not be riding on that. That probably hurts. But yeah. So that's what's going on here.
It's obvious Hasbro.
Hasbro, I think, owns part of Wizards
Everyone
of the
loves
Coast.
Hasbro.
Honestly, D&D is like the best thing
So,
to make a cinematic
Hasbro
universe
is a
out of
great
because you
company
can
that we should
literally
all
do
love.
anything.
So
you
the
want.
story is more or less that
Voldemort.
It's
our
Voldemort.
band of heroes gave bootleg Voldemort a magic horn
that Vecna?
And no, it's not. And he's using it to corrupt the world. See, it's got that red
Moss.
stuff on it that is
Scooter.
his evil corruption
So-
spell.
The writers and directors have said that the focus of the story is that a group has made a plan that has gone wrong, and then they have to then make another plan to fix it, which he says is kind of like the essence of the actual game.
Much like D&D.
Is much of actual Dungeons and Dragons is making a plan with your friends. That plan
backfiring
horribly, and then you're having to fix it over the course of an hour.
Like, for example, one of our
An
friends.
hour.
One of our friends we played D&D, can you tell? One of our friends in one of our recent games as a wizard thought it was a good idea to attack a monster bear with a sword twice, and she got eaten and died almost immediately.
And some people think it's a good idea is to start a bar fight and get kicked out of the only inn in town and then get attacked by ghouls in the middle of the woods.
I've never
Patrick.
met anyone like that.
Patrick did that.
So our directors are Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly, who directed most recently Game Night, which was a kind of a fun like comedy crime type movie with Jason Bateman.
Mhm.
They also did a different movie that was much worse, but we won't mention that.
Yeah, so that's a mimic. That's a cool creature.
Yeah, so they said that D&D is not just a
Flex
game.
Cube.
It's about the feeling when playing the game. That's what we tried to bring to the film. They said that they have a lot of practical effects in this movie with the creatures that were designed by ILM, that being Industrial Light and Magic.
This
They were
feels promising.
Only
What?
company.
They were not designed by ILM.
The monsters?
Yeah, they were. There's literally a book with like hundreds of pages of art of all these monsters.
Well, like they did the actual effects.
Yeah, they
They
did the
had to
effects.
design the real life
Yeah.
version of it. And we also got our official cast list. So we have Chris Pine playing Edgin, a bard. Michelle Rodriguez as Holga, a barbarian. Reggie John Page as Zinc, a paladin. Justice Smith as Simon, a sorcerer, and Sophia Lillis as Doric, a tiefling druid. And then
That's
Hugh
right.
Grant is playing a rogue named Forge. And then we have a couple
Wait,
of others.
she's supposed to be a tiefling,
Yes. So, yeah, her.
but she had. Okay, that's not what. Okay, anyway.
Sam is now upset. But they also released the first posters for this, which I don't look up tiefling. We don't.
That's a tiefling. They're like demons.
Okay.
She just looks like a person.
Well, they didn't want to put that much makeup
They don't
on.
want to ruin her
I-
cuteness.
But I also think the idea is it's probably going to be
Hey,
revealed that these are real people playing a game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I think
And-
they're gonna do a Lego movie.
That's
Yeah, and
It
that-
Girl.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyways,
Sam, if you want to bring up the poster for these, I applaud the posters for this movie because it isn't
isn't it just
Floating-
floating heads.
it isn't floating heads.
Yay.
And that is incredible. The originality is baffling. I mean, Sam, look at
Which
that.
one?
Either one.
This one here?
That was the one that was like taking a picture of a Comic-Con, and then the one next to it is the actual poster they released in HD.
Don't look
Oh,
great.
that's okay.
But like,
That looks-
look at that. No floating heads. You got the silhouettes at the bottom. You got the big shiny
The logo's on there
Sorry.
twice. Gotta have two logos.
Sorry.
Can't exist without two logos.
That's so much better
It does look better
than
than
Chris Pine's head floating in the middle,
and a
and
bunch
then
of other
just
people's heads.
a barren lace wasteland at the bottom,
Let's
and
see
then
if we
a
can
logo.
find a fan
well, that
made
might be
poster.
your opinion.
Patrick, do you love
everyone's
them
opinion.
floating head posters?
I love them.
Sam, look
I
up the poster for
do,
Dune.
I-
Doom?
Dune. I just for compare.
Oops. That's the wrong word.
That's
Whatever.
that's no. for- All right. See that? That's what I hate. Just floating heads
That
and
looks
then a
great.
landscape.
Basically every Marvel theater poster.
But look,
MCU
Tucker, look at the
poster.
heads.
Look at all those floating
You know
heads.
whose
it's
head? You know
Timothée
whose head that is? That's
Chalamet.
Timothy
Look,
Chalamet's
it's
head.
Zendaya.
All right, anyway.
Look, it's Oscar
Let's
Isaac.
continue. Yes, we got the first trailer. The film will have practical effects.
It looks like fun,
It looks like fun. I'm excited to see
which
it.
is what it should be. And they're gonna try to milk this into a franchise. I just hope this movie is.
But okay, if they were to adapt anything into a franchise,
This would be perfect.
D&D is perfect for
Because
that.
you can literally do
There
anything.
is literally infinite source material, and if you were really out of ideas, you could just
make
buy
stuff
you could
up.
just buy one of the campaign books,
by Critical Role.
roll some dice, and the story will literally generate itself for you. You don't even have to
You
write a
can do
story.
Anything. It doesn't even have to be like mythical lands. You can make them in space.
Yeah,
You
you
could
do
make,
literally whatever.
Rick and Morty. You can do anything.
That's a thing already. All right.
All right.
So do we-
movie. So that's that movie is coming out on March 3rd, 2023.
I
So
for one-
relatively soon.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
excited for that. I think it looks good.
So the other thing I was held that day was a Teen Wolf the movie panel, which I did not put down all of the news
We
for
also skipped some.
because I
Teen
know
Wolf.
you don't care. So I just put down some interesting things that were mentioned.
We
So-
skipped a thing.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Go back up. We're good.
No, we missed this.
That's part of it.
Oh, why is this? What does
But, okay,
Superman
I
have
was
to
just
do with
about to
Teen
explain. I
Wolf?
was just about to explain that. So Tyler Hoechlin, who plays Superman on Superman and
it's
Lois.
Tyler Hoechlin.
Whatever you want to say, Sam.
Tucker, could you mispronounce that?
There's an E
Are you
there.
stupid?
It's Hoechlin.
I'm pretty sure it's Hoechlin.
Well, then the O shouldn't be there.
Dang, Tyler Hoechlin be heckling that
You
guy
really
on
be
stage.
criticizing this guy whose name you don't know how to pronounce.
Well, I know how it's spelled,
Tucker, I know him personally.
so.
I have him on the
Anyway,
phone
continue.
right
I'm just
now.
So
messing
he
with you.
plays Superman on Superman and Lois, the CW show. Max hates it because there's not enough punching.
I don't hate it. I just
He is on the Teen Wolf the movie, and he was asked during a Q&A segment, and he says that he has never seen a single Superman movie because he does not wish for the other actors' performances to influence his performance on Superman and Lois.
That's what the Island Boys said when they were asked what their inspirations were for making music. They said they don't listen to any other music.
So
And we all see how their careers went.
it went up so fast, and then it just.
And then it was gone.
So Sam, what do
It
you
went
think
down
about
as fast as it went up.
what do you think
Yeah,
about this man who has
faster.
obviously never seen a Superman movie or read a Superman comic in his life playing Superman?
Oh, well, he's been doing a fine job, so I don't think that really
I mean,
matters.
most of
I am a little bit confused as to what this has to do with Teen Wolf.
yeah.
Oh, it was just mentioned during the show.
Oh, so during an interview about Teen Wolf, he just started talking about Superman for some reason?
So at Comic-Con they have panels, right? And the whole cast
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
out,
yeah, yeah.
and that's a Q&A segment. And they just ask him about this and he answered. It
Okay.
wasn't
To be fair,
necessarily
most of
involved in
Superman and
Teen Wolf.
Lois is just like him.
Yeah,
He
he's
does
not.
a good job. So
It's
I don't
really
have a
just
problem
like-
with
Yeah,
it.
he's a fine actor. He just like talks to kids from.
I don't think he looks like
his wife.
Superman.
He looks like Clark Kent, but it
I
doesn't
don't
quite...
think he does. He looks
Oh.
derpy. Like, I'm sorry, he just looks like a derp.
Like Henry Cavill
Uh,
has the perfect generic face.
like every other Superman actor is like looks exactly like you imagine Superman to be, and then there's like this guy, and he's
I
like,
think he looks fine. I don't understand what your problem
nah,
is.
he looks like he goes, meh.
It's just me.
I can see him going,
true.
meh.
Sam's just bullying.
I'm just bullying this.
bullying this guy.
Sam's bullying this man.
Hey,
who
there's
can
a
beat him
reason
up.
I don't play Superman.
No,
I
but,
don't
like-
look anything like
Okay,
Superman.
But like, look up Henry Cavill's. Because his face is like perfect. So generic.
Max loves Henry Cavill's
I
face.
love Henry Cavill.
But okay,
so
like
much.
this guy would never go, "Nyeh." Like he would never do that. The other guy might do that.
It's like how Chris Evans is the perfect Captain America. Looks like a Boy Scout.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, continuing
Anyways,
from that.
Moving on.
DC. Speaking of Superman, DC
No,
Comics.
no. You skipped one. Now we have actual Teen Wolf news.
What? Why
So-
did you organize it this way?
A Teen.
It's just so
I
confusing.
wrote it in the list that it was done.
Okay, continue.
So a Teen Wolf spin-off series titled Wolfpack is in the works at Paramount Plus with Sarah Michelle Gellar starring and executive producing.
Yay.
Does
Okay.
that give us hope?
Good
So,
for Teen
To
Wolf
clarify,
fans.
this is a spin-off of the Teen Wolf TV show and not the Michael J. Fox film or that sequel.
Well, all 6 fans of Teen Wolf, I'm sure, are very excited for this. Moving on.
There's enough of them for them to get a movie made.
Yeah, well, they're making Alan Wake 2, so I don't think an
Yeah,
audience
that's-
is what
yeah.
determines whether or not something
you know
gets
what,
a
you're
sequel.
right. Yep. As long as Alan Wake 2 is being made, then nothing
Anything
matters.
is possible.
Yeah.
Knack 2
For
was made.
context, 2 people beat Alan Wake 2 ever.
I mean, Alan
On
Wake
Steam
1.
at least.
You mean
Yeah,
Alan
Alan
Wake
Wake 1.
And now we move on to actual DC
Knack
Comics
2
news.
exists.
DC Comics reveals that their current Dark Crisis event will be retitled to Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths
Oh my!
from issue 4 onwards, and all reports will have
Reprints.
all reprints will have this new name. They are calling the series a direct continuation of the classic Crisis on Infinite
So,
Earths.
Sam, I'm gonna. So, this is the direct.
Please
continuation.
don't tell me you're gonna make me explain what Crisis on Infinite Earths
No,
is.
Sam. Just think about how many different DC Crisis events they've done, and just this is the real one. So we have Crisis on Infinite Earths.
No, here we have
and then there's
in order.
I got it in front of me. We got 0 Hour Crisis in Time, and then Identity Crisis, and then Infinite Crisis, and then Final Crisis, and then Flashpoint, and then Convergence, and then Dark Knight's Metal, and then
There was the original
Death
Crisis on
Metal,
Infinite
and then
Earths.
Heroes in Crisis, and now this. And this is
Oh
the
no,
real
you forgot
sequel.
Identity Crisis.
I said Identity Crisis.
Infinite Crisis, Final Crisis, which was not the Final
That
Crisis.
was not the Final Crisis.
That was the Crisis before Flashpoint, which
They
then
got
was
too many darn
Convergence,
crises.
and then was Dark Knight's Metal.
Which was followed up by Dark Knight's Death Metal,
Yes, and then there was Heroes in
which
Crisis,
was really about mental health.
and then there's that's it. That was the last one.
But now this is the real follow-up, Sam.
Good.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, DC.
They're rebooting their continuity again.
Again.
Sam.
By the way, for context, each one of those Crisis events
With
is
some sort of
is a
reboot
reboot of the DC Comics universe
in some form or
in
fashion.
some way. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, cool. A DC, much like DC always is, never knows what they are doing and is constantly changing direction, much like this YouTube channel. All right. Marvel TV animation reveals first look at Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. This series will include lots of MCU references. Oh, good. I was so worried this wouldn't have lots of MCU references. It stars Maya Hawke, David Diggs. Are these the names of the characters or the
It's always,
actors?
My favorite thing on the show is just making Sam read the names of celebrities.
But are these actors or
These are
these
real
okay?
people.
Okay, because David Diggs sounds like a comic book character, so I was just making sure. Allison Brie, Jennifer Hudson, Method Man.
I'm assuming he's a music guy.
His name's Method Man.
Yep.
Okay. Are you sure this is not the character names? Kobe
Smulders.
Smulders. Okay, I read it right the first time. All right, and Wesley Snipes. We'll all have
Sam,
guest-
are you sure Wesley Snipes is not a real person?
Well, Wesley, but he could be playing himself. You don't know. We'll all have guest voice appearances. Okay. Can't wait to see Method Man.
So the only notable thing about this is that when Marvel Studios just started eating Marvel's entire every other division.
She's like the only original character made in the last 5 years, by the way. For people at home, who don't know who
wasn't
this
she just
character is.
Wasn't she originally just a gender bend of Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur?
Yes and no. She is, but she's a completely different character.
Who's
She doesn't have
Moon
anything
Boy?
to do with the
Who's
original
Moon
character.
Girl?
Okay. Anyway, the
What
point
is
is
You know
this?
Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, so forget Moon Knight. That doesn't have anything to do with him.
yeah, why would you think about that?
This is
I'm
this
sorry.
is Moon Girl. She's a girl with all the powers of the moon. She orbits the city and reflects light really
She
well.
gets hit by meteors.
She
Every
gets-
few years, you can't see her.
She gets hit
she's
by
just-
meteors.
It's just a
Sometimes she jumps in front of street lamps and just blocks them,
Oh.
just so you can't see what's under them.
She's just really, really big.
And
wears
the dinosaur
reflective
just kind of
vests.
follows her around.
She's hollow.
Yeah, she's hollow.
There's nanobots
lizard
trying
men
to
live
drill into
inside her.
She's just like a really big.
No, but she is a
lady
girl
with
with all the powers of the
reflective
moon.
vests.
She's moon colored. She's moon
She
flavored.
shoots lasers.
I'm just making stuff up. I don't know what she does. I have no idea.
I don't know if
I
she
just-
has any powers.
I've seen pictures of her, but I don't really know what she does.
Moon Girl.
She's just powers-
I like her character
biggest-
design, but I don't know what she does at all. Moon Girl.
Go to the
bu- bu-
Wikipedia page.
Oh my
That's-
God.
No.
This is fine.
You don't want to go to that.
Okay. Little girl.
Just go up, go.
Where does it say what she
Go to
does?
powers and abilities. On attributes. Go to the left.
Aha. Powers. Okay. Consciousness Oh, she has the powers of Mario's hat
Oh, she's the powers of the moon.
and the moon. No, but she does that thing where she can. Oh, you know Ino from Naruto. She does that. She does her consciousness transfer jutsu.
Anime
That's what she does.
comparisons confuse me further.
There's a character whose only power is she just transfers her consciousness into your
It's
brain
like
and controls your
Morbius.
body for a minute.
Back to what I was
Yeah,
saying.
it's just like Morbius.
The only notable thing about this is that a few years ago, Disney pretty much appointed Kevin Feige in charge of everything at Marvel.
Mhm.
And so Marvel Studios basically took control of everything, including Marvel TV animation. But
Crazy.
they're still running, and this is the only thing they're producing.
Is this
So
on like Disney
Crazy.
XD or something?
Yeah, this is going to be a cable,
Oh.
cartoon
Oh.
Marvel show.
I do
which-
think that they should be producing something for.
Yeah, I
network
mean,
television.
Because that Spider-Man cartoon ended a few years ago. That Avengers cartoon ended.
Yeah.
They had a Hulk show, I think. Like
And the
everything
Agents of
else,
Smash. Is that still
everything else
going?
got phased out, and so this is like the only thing still going.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Isn't there like an animated She?
No, there was Hulk and the Agents of Smash, and
Which
she
She-Hulk was
sometimes
on.
appeared on. She wasn't a main character. She was just there sometimes. Alrighty. We got our first teaser for National Treasure: Edge of History.
A National Treasure series that does not feature Nicolas Cage, which is the only thing that makes the movie notable in the first place.
So it's
This is
starring Catherine Zeta-Jones, who you might remember as Zorro's girlfriend in the Zorro movies. And that's the only thing I've ever seen her in. Does she
So,
do anything else?
This is a
None of you?
TV series about a girl who finds out that her family is like related to a big ancient American conspiracy.
You know the Tomb Raider movie?
Yes,
That.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But the point is they're bringing back National Treasure.
What, was that the whole trailer?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's it.
it was
It's
just a
18
teaser.
seconds long. She just stares at the camera and it ends.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, Wheel of Time has been renewed for a third season. Woo woo!
Show no one's ever seen.
And I'm
The
sure
first season
all
came
9
out?
fans who only watch because they
Okay.
read the books are very excited
So,
about this.
Season
I didn't
2.
know the first season.
I didn't know it finished.
So
I didn't
the first
know that.
season came out late last year.
Mhm.
Season 2 has not come out,
Oh,
but it was like one of the most highest watched shows in Prime Video history.
well, they only have 3, so
But like 4.
A lot of people watched it. Is
there's
what
The
I'm trying to
Boys,
say.
Invincible, and this show, and that's it.
I'm trying to say a lot of people watched it.
Your grandma really liked it.
So basically, what we have here is what I call an old people case,
Mhm.
where it's watched by a lot of old people who don't use the internet, and so nobody thinks that anyone's watching it, but really a lot of people are. They just don't say anything because they tend to just
Yeah, because Game of Thrones was the same. Like, a lot of old people watch Game of Thrones. Like, grandma and grandpa used to watch Game of Thrones.
because it's a fantasy show.
It's like how Papa watches every Vikings.
It's the same era. It's like slightly after or before.
What I'm
When did
saying
Knights
is,
happen? Anyways.
I think this
time.
show has made us dumber.
Yeah. Prey had an early screening at Comic-Con and received a standing ovation with very positive early reception, and people are calling it the best Predator movie since the original. It's not hard. The originals
Okay.
are not great, and all the other ones are completely awful and nearly unwatchable,
Okay.
so this makes sense.
That is not
So maybe it'll be
entirely
half decent.
true. The Predator franchise is probably the only like slasher type franchise where like most of the entries are good. There's only 5. Well, this will be the
I
5th
don't like
one.
the washed out heads.
Patrick, don't wash out our heads. There's
Make
only
mine the biggest one.
there's
It
only
looks
current
worse.
there's
We'll
only
talk about it
currently
later.
4 Predator movies. There's Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and The Predator. The Predator
No, what about Alien versus Predator?
that doesn't count.
But Alien fights Predator.
Wait, are you guys talking about the guy from
All of
Fortnite?
their society is predicated on them hunting xenomorphs.
Not true.
Yeah, that's the rite of passage to becoming a fully fledged hunter.
That's just a thing they made up.
You
for
guys talking about the
It's
guy from
literally-
Fortnite?
that movie
part of
isn't
their
canon. That movie isn't canon.
It's in all the comic books too.
That movie isn't canon.
It doesn't matter if it's not in the movie.
Not canon.
That movie might not be canon, but it's in
The
all the
point is-
comic books,
The point is,
which are canon.
Talking about the guy from Fortnite, right?
Yes, both guys from Fortnite.
I'm gonna turn Max's microphone off.
But they're both in Fortnite.
But Predator
true.
1 is the one that everyone likes. Predator 2, I think, is like generally received as okay.
Mhm.
Predator is people actually really like. That one's actually really good. And then The Predator is like a horrible trash heap. So if this is better than Predators and Predator 2, I think that's
I
actually.
mean, the
really
trailer.
exciting.
We can pull up the trailer, I guess.
It's an interesting. It's
It
a
looks,
really
it looks
clever
pretty cool,
idea.
actually. Yeah.
And as long as they can get that suspense and that tension
So in the original,
and those
for
interesting.
those of you who don't
characters-
know, which I don't know how that would have happened, but if you haven't for some reason
Wait, it's
heard
on
of
Disney Plus?
Predator,
it's on
uh,
Hulu. I guess this is an international trailer.
for whatever reason, this alien called a Predator descends from space and hunts some guys in the army for a while and kills all but one of them and blows himself up.
He doesn't kill Arnold. 'cause
Yeah,
Arnold's
Arnold
too
gets away
cool.
because Arnold's the coolest man. And then that's basically how the movie is. This one, it's basically the same thing is happening, but instead this is a prequel, so it is a Predator coming to Earth and fighting some Native Americans.
It's the first Predator to come to Earth in its Native American times.
Yeah, and so they
So,
presumably fight off this high-tech
it's-
space warrior
yeah.
with bows and arrows, which is kind of cool.
Instead of machine guns, they gotta use wits and ingenuity and hatchets and bows and arrows.
And maybe less of them will die than the army guys. Oh, also the
Probably more.
Predators turn invisible.
Everyone knows they can do
Well, if they didn't know the original one, how would they know that? I just
that. That's true.
gave them a synopsis for the. Oh no,
What?
director of 10 Cloverfield Lane.
People don't hate that one.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
poster spoils the movie.
I mean, what do you mean? Everyone knows it's in a basement.
Anyway,
What's
they
the spoiler?
hunt to live.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
most people do.
Yeah, that's
And how we still do.
That's what people do.
Okay, I think we're good.
That's how hunting
It lives
works.
to hunt. That's the same thing.
I think the only thing that might be bad is that if a thing is shown at Comic-Con, no matter how bad it is, people usually love it just because they saw it at Comic-Con.
Do you think that they'll speak English or?
There's a version that's going to be in the native language and a version that's going to be in English.
So is it dubbed in English, or did they record each scene twice?
I think it's dubbed in Comanche.
So it's dubbed in Comanche.
I don't know. There might be two. They might have shot every scene
I don't
twice.
think a whole lot of people.
I don't know.
Come in.
We'll find out.
Oh, there's also colonizers there.
Oh, so that way he has cannon fodder to kill.
Yeah, that way that way you can kill some characters that aren't as important. Oh, looks like their technology looks like older too.
It's a little bit older because it's supposed to be even. They're
But,
back
like
in time too.
they have spaceships, but not like laser guns yet. Whatever. Anyway,
Well, no, they had a lead.
well, they have laser sights. They don't have laser guns.
But it's about the thrill of the hunt. To say.
About the thrill of the hunt.
By being so
Realistically,
overpowered that everyone else is basically just like a
Unless
small
you're
squirrel.
Boba Fett or
Yeah.
Samus, you're probably gonna die. All right.
Moving on to day 2.
Yep, moving on to day 2 of Comic-Con. We have DC announcing a new limited series called Gotham City Year 1. A 6-issue limited series by Tom King and Phil Hester. The book takes place 2 generations before Batman's introduction and follows the city's fall from grace through the eyes of private investigator Slam Bradley. His first name is Slam, okay.
I don't think that was a mistype. I think his name is actually Slamber.
Oh, that you know how Batman, his real name is Punch George, and his sidekick.
No, it'd be Buster Wayne.
His sidekick Stumble Steve.
Stumble Steve.
Oh my gosh. Hit Mark.
That's Hit Henry.
Anyway, I think that's an interesting idea. They keep
Eh.
every now and then they'll try to.
This is Batman Noir.
What do you mean?
It's like gonna be It's like 1940s noir style
2
Batman
years
story
after-
with a grizzled detective. This is
Like
Batman
2 years
Noir.
before.
2 generations.
Generations.
Oh, I thought it.
so
That's
like 1940s,
like
50s.
60 years.
It's like, you know how Al Capone ran New York for like a while? It'll be that, but in Gotham.
So every now and then DC will try to do like a Gotham City book
Period piece thing. Yeah.
that isn't like related to Batman and focuses less on like supervillains
and no
blowing
one
up
ever
city
cares.
dams and more on like local drug trades and like violent crimes.
Which no one cares about.
And
'cause
usually
Batman's
they're
not
pretty
there.
good, but
You
people
could
just
also
kind of want Batman
just-
to punch things, so they usually don't do very well.
You could also just
Yeah,
go to
my,
New
my
York
favorite
for,
Star
like,
Wars movie was
weekend.
Alderaan, the one about Alderaan, but there's no humans there. It's just the planet, it's just random shots of the
That's
planet.
pretty much what Obi-Wan was.
hour and a half of just a big circling shot of a planet.
What's another? Oh yeah, I loved that Minions movie where it was just about Gru's basement and the Minions weren't there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting. I like the idea, but why not just make it its own thing?
Like a not Gotham City.
Like, why
thing?
not call it the Bradley Files and have it take place in Gotham? Naming it after Gotham guarantees that no one will care.
Well, Gotham is the thing people know.
I know, but people can learn new things. It's possible. It's happened.
It's a brand name.
Again, have it take place
thing
in
is,
Gotham, but
Gotham
just
City-
have a different character.
Gotham City Year 1. Like, it's like Batman, but he's like beginning.
Yeah, is
Well, that's what Batman Year 1
Gotham
is.
City Year 1 should be like when the Pilgrims find the hill that becomes Gotham and establish a city there. It's not like this is the first year Gotham's been there. Batman Year 1 is about his first year as Batman.
I think the idea is that
style,
it's
come on,
Gotham
fish
City's
tail.
first year as the Gotham City that like is known,
Yeah,
where it's like a filthy, horrible place that no reasonable person would ever
but the
consciously
rent
live
is
in.
just so cheap.
Because the
Can't beat
buildings,
those prices.
because the buildings explode every other week.
Can't beat those prices. $300 a
And
month.
you'll
2
definitely-
apartments.
You'll definitely get gassed out on your way home from the grocery
But it's
store. by
$100 a
crazy
month,
clown
and
man.
it's 2 bedrooms.
And the brightness there is always turned.
It's always
all
turned all the way down.
You'll get murdered going to the bathroom.
If you turn your phone screen brightness up too much, they just arrest you.
and then you're
Sorry,
put-
sir, you have
and then
more
you're
than
beaten
one
to
light
death
on.
by cops because they're being paid off by a man named
He's
the
got
One.
too much color contrast. Beat him up. Beat him up. He's too vibrant.
This is
All
the
right.
worst thing we've ever seen. LEDs.
All right. Moving
All right.
on.
We got another trailer for Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Wow.
The most expensive television show of all time.
12 days ago. Here we go.
It's something that I think.
No, the olds will watch. The olds will love it. They will love
I
it
don't
so
know.
much.
I think Lord of the Rings is reasonably popular, Max. I would say most
Oh,
people are
yeah.
aware.
And
mean-
I feel like this is a IP that has had a lack of recent content. People probably do
The
want
Hobbit
something
movies were like maybe
mediocrely received.
I know, but they weren't like that long ago, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's like that, like unaware in the general. Like,
I think
pop
what'll
culture
happen is
zeitgeist.
people will watch it, but no one will talk about it after the day.
I feel like it will be discussed just because it's a Lord of the Rings thing,
Mhm.
and those are usually very like
Popular.
those are seen as like the more prestigious kind of fantasy thing
Yeah.
because of just how Tolkien wrote those books.
He defined much of
Fantasy
modern
novel.
fantasy.
Yeah,
He made this, and then the Wizards of the Coast guys made D&D, which is just this, but they changed the names of everything. And then everything else is a knockoff of those two things.
yeah.
basically.
So and also it has the
Like Morbius.
the what do you call it? It's the most expensive show of all time, and that's following it around everywhere. People are aware of that.
Yeah, they're like, whoa.
And that's gonna be a thing because people are gonna watch it just to be like, okay, where did all the money go? And it's on Prime Video, which people have
Yeah.
Because they have Amazon
because
Prime.
they have Amazon Prime.
so they'll just
so
watch
it's just
this.
there.
Well, everyone
Everyone
watches The
can
Boys.
watch this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone watches The Boys, so they already have.
Nobody would buy Amazon Prime Video, but they will buy Amazon Prime and they will just
It'll come with
I
Prime
guess
Video.
we'll just use Prime Video.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate
I
Prime
mean,
Video.
this does look very good.
Yeah.
This
I
is a
mean,
beautiful looking
it
show.
looks like a $200 million movie.
Well, it
Like,
better.
look at that. Nothing, I mean, any of these shots really, nothing in the MC of the Disney shows looks even remotely comparable to this
No,
from a
it's
visual.
Wheel
They
of Time
cost,
doesn't look
like, look at
this.
that.
They cost a tenth
Look at
of
that.
the price.
That looks awesome.
Now, their production value for season 2 will be worse because they didn't film it in New Zealand. But, it looks really good right now, except for in parts.
Except for sometimes when they're on the volume, and it's very obvious.
They have a volume too.
Everyone
no,
has
they,
a volume
there-
now.
No one has one. There's just like 2 of them, and everyone rents them.
I think
Disney's making their own.
Disney
though.
keeps, but I think Disney trademarked the technology. So,
I don't think you can do that.
Does-
well, actually, no. Technically, it's an Epic Games thing, because
Is
it's used through Unreal Engine.
Well, that's what they use to render it, but I don't know.
No,
that
but
they
I think
own, do they own
for
the studio?
Mandalorian, it was a partnership between.
Oh yeah, I guess.
ILM
Yeah, they
and
might.
Epic
They might
Games.
own the.
I think
the
Epic
volume
Games
then.
might actually own the.
They're probably
actual
just licensing
technology.
it out to everyone then.
Yeah. Anyway,
Does Disney?
premiering
make their own
September
like,
2nd, Lord of the
actual-
Rings.
They're making one.
They do.
Yeah,
They pretty much like
they
pay-
fund most of them.
They pretty much just funnel people through CalArts to go work
Yeah.
for Disney at this point.
All right.
So graduating.
That's cool. Amandla
Amandala
Stenberg,
Stenberg.
or Stanberg?
Stenberg.
Has been cast as the lead in Star Wars Acolyte. What has she been in? Was she from
She was in Dear Evan Hansen, the movie.
anything I have
The movie.
seen?
I think she was in Disney Channel stuff. Maybe.
Did
She
she
Disney
play
Channel
Skylar
kid?
Storm?
I can't do a quick. No, that was the other one.
That would
A
be
storm
way too
is
cool.
coming.
That would be
a
no, because
Skylar
she's
Storm.
kind of like a terrible actress.
She's a
No
horrible
offense
actor.
to you. You're not
No,
listening.
that's
watching it.
no. You're a
I-
bad actor. You should not act. The person who plays.
I
Skylar
smell
Storm.
an acolyte coming.
An acolyte storm.
She was in the Hunger
Of
Games.
the acolyte.
She is in the upcoming A24 film Bodies.
That's the one where they.
She's in The Hate You
the
Give.
legend.
What's her name? Amandla.
Amandala Stenberg.
Amandla.
Spelled Amanda, but there's an
There
L
we
between
go.
the D and the A.
This girl. Oh, she's got colorful hair. I like the gold and the purple. Okay. Anyway,
Fun.
cool.
Maybe that means that show will come out soon.
Hopefully they get some
Ish.
people on there that have seen Star Wars though, because they were bragging about how the people.
Yeah,
who were
that's not a
involved
good
with
thing
the-
to brag about.
There's
Yeah.
not enough source material.
No, they were bragging about how some of the people working for them had never seen a Star Wars thing before, and how they're bringing a fresh perspective. And I'm like,
That's
Guys,
not what we need.
shh. Do you know what you're making? You're making Star Wars. Do you know what happens when you bring a fresh perspective to Star Wars? People lose their minds. Don't do that. Do exactly to the T what you were doing before, and do not change it.
Don't surprise
At all.
anyone. No new ideas.
Okay, so we're gonna reference this. What's
Unless you want your career ended and your body burned at the stake by a bunch of sweaty nerds, keep it exactly the same.
Or if you're J.J.
Because-
Abrams, people will continue to hire you for
literally no
no
reason.
reason.
Because Chunchul Pinkenbow on TikTok will go, actually, this isn't related to the comic part where Boba Fett shot him in the face.
Okay.
That's what I'm
All right.
guys.
Zach Gilligan will return to the Gremlins franchise. Yes. With Sandra Oh, Randall Park, and George Takei. Who cares?
As guest voice roles in Gremlins: Secrets of the Mogwai, the new
Where's
animated
Sonya?
series coming to HBO Max, because this was a Comic-Con announcement.
All right.
Max, you don't care about anything.
The
If we
seven-
just talked about what you wanted to talk about, this doc would be blank.
the 7 hardcore Gremlin fans.
Everyone
you.
likes Gremlins.
We got you
No
covered.
one cares.
I
People
like
watched it when it came
Gremlins.
out forever
People
ago.
watch them every once in a while because they're like, you Gremlins.
I'm
from the
ready for more
80s.
Gremlins.
Here's
It's been
the thing
too
with
long.
classic movies. They're
What?
old. People watch them, and they make a sequel 10 years later, and people forget how
People like
bad the
Gremlins, too.
classic movie was.
Gremlins 2 is kind of a parody of Gremlins 1 because the director didn't want to make it. So he just kind of made fun of Gremlins 1, and it's really good.
All right. What did I do? Okay. Andrew Lincoln and
Denai Guerrera
Denai Guerrera will reprise their roles as Rick Grimes and
Michonne.
Michonne for a 6-part Walking Dead limited series that will wrap up the characters' arcs. The series replaces a series of planned theatrical films.
So a few years ago, they were like, we're going to do 3 theatrical Walking Dead films with Rick Grimes.
And then they
Or-
said, never mind.
And then they were like, it's probably cheaper just to do a TV show, though. And so now
Definitely
that's what they're
isn't,
doing
but
instead.
okay. Do your
So
thing.
Walking Dead is currently in the 3rd part of its final season. Its final season began, I believe, 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
it's still going.
I think they
um,
paused for a while because COVID.
I think they paused because they're trying to stretch it out for as long as humanly
That
possible.
too, but also because COVID.
Sam, will you hand me my computer charger off the ground so that we do not lose all the audio for
yes.
this episode?
Well, I'll just plug it in.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Dead air.
I can plug this
Ah.
in.
Dead air. So yeah, Walking Dead is ending, but they have, I believe, Walking Dead and its
3 or 4 planned spin-offs.
I think this is going to be the 4th spin-off show.
It'll
there's-
never truly end.
There's Walking Dead. Can you hand me the actual cord? There's Walking
Yes,
Dead.
It's right there.
I can't reach that.
Well, neither can I. Just
can't-
bend down and reach it.
I need you to pull it over the table, though.
Just grab the freaking cord. Put it on the thing. Oh my gosh.
I don't like that. There's Walking Dead, which is ending. Fear the Walking Dead, which I believe has already ended. Walking Dead World Beyond, which I believe is about to end. There's a new series called Tales of the Walking Dead, which is an anthology series. That's just starting.
Mhm.
And then there will be this, which will not come out until probably next year.
Man, that
When is,
concept could never get old.
When is The Walking Dead Dies coming out? That's the one I want.
The dead
I believe the
dies.
plan is
The
2025.
The Dead Die.
Well, Sam, I believe you're looking for the movie The Dead Don't Die, which is a real movie.
But I want it to die though. I'm not looking for
Man,
that's the
how
opposite
could
of what
the
I'm looking
how
for.
could the concept
dead
of
die.
people get zombied get old?
No,
It
this
could
will have a
never get old.
resurgence here in a minute because we're about to go into an economic crisis, and whenever we go into an economic crisis, monster movies do really well.
Zombie media is
Zombie especially.
a really weird, like, waves
That's
of
literally how
popularity.
zombie. That's literally
comes
the way
back to
zombies
life.
get popular. Is we have an economic recession and zombies get popular. That's just how it
No.
goes.
I guess you could say
They became popular. in the-
come back
I
to
guess it was
life.
the early '80s. Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
recession.
and then
Yep,
the
you're
90s,
right.
the 90s, everything was really fun, and there were no zombies. Then we had the early 2000s.
That's such a weird thing that happens.
Then we had the late 2000s, and zombies went pew, right back up. And then for the last 6-ish years, no one's really cared about zombies, and the economy was pretty good. We're going back down. Zombies going back
Start
up.
working on Zombieland 3, guys. Be ahead of the curve.
Yep, be the first to get it. All right,
just like Morbius.
all right. Next thing.
Whenever you don't know what you're gonna say, do you just say it's like Morbius?
Morbius does do better during recessions. That's fact.
It's brutal.
I feel like it would do much worse.
He gets more powerful. Like the character, he gets more powerful.
He feeds off of other
The lower the
people's horrible-
GDP is.
Mother, we only have $15 left.
product is getting lower. Morbius, save us. Okay. Anyway. On to something we actually enjoy and care about. The first Avatar Studios movie is coming to theaters in 2024. It is no
it was
longer
rumored to be about Kyoshi.
No, they said that they were making Kyoshi stuff.
At one point, there you have 3
Yeah.
on the board. One of them will be Kyoshi.
And this one is not going to be about Kyoshi. It will rather be about Aang and the original characters as young adults, and will fill in the gap between the original series and Korra.
thought
Which
you were
makes
talking about other
sense.
Avatar
That
movies.
is the obvious place to start with this.
Yeah,
Is you bring the characters back in the theater, everyone gets really excited.
everyone remembers.
All the fans come back. It's been a while since the show
the movie
ended.
goes, "You remember?" And we go,
Yeah.
"We remember." And
Yeah.
they go, "Okay, give us your money now."
It's a big hit. And then after that, you can set up a couple spin-offs
Yeah.
and just make a million Avatar
Remember when you were a
projects.
kid?
Again,
Give me all your
do some prequels.
And the Netflix
All
show
the
will
most
be out.
interesting Avatar world stuff happened like before.
The Netflix show will be out before this.
Yeah.
So it'll be fresh in people's mind because bored teenagers will
Or
watch
maybe
it.
that show will do really bad and they'll cancel the product.
It'll probably be terrible, but people will watch it
Did
because it's on
Korra end?
Netflix.
Yeah,
Yes, Korra ended like
Good.
5 years
it ended
ago.
when she killed all the avatars unintentionally.
Did she do the Avatar state and then get hurt or something?
No,
like
no,
that?
no. The Avatar
I don't watch
spirit
it.
is separated from her and killed, and then she makes a new one.
So it doesn't matter really.
So she has used to so the Avatar state basically only has her in it now.
Shoot, so it's much weaker.
Yeah,
Well, that's interesting.
it wasn't
it's
really her
not.
fault, but it was like nice.
Well, now if you do the next one, now it's like less of an unbeatable.
Yeah,
person
that's
to go
it.
with.
It does set up for some interesting sequels. They also
I know, Max.
honestly,
I know why you and Patrick hate.
I liked
Korra.
the story
No,
of Korra.
no,
I
no,
think
no,
the
no.
story of Korra was fine. I don't like all the retcons that they did to the lore. That's what annoyed me the most. Because they in the original Avatar show, we learned that like the different animals taught humans to bend. Like the moles taught people earth bending, the dragons fire bending. There's other they don't say what the other animals are, but we
I think it
assume
was
they're-
like the seals.
Oh, the sea bison or the flying bison teach them airbending and
Yeah.
there's a water one, I'm sure. But they changed it in Korra to bending is just a magic power you get from a turtle when you go outside to hunt.
Oh, they midichlorians themselves.
They midichlorians to themselves. And yeah, the animals just didn't teach anyone firebending. You just got it from a big magic
just touched,
turtle.
like a magic rock.
And the first Avatar is just a guy who went to all the big magic turtles and they all gave him powers. And then he found a spirit just battling another spirit in the middle of the woods. It randomly fused with him so that they could beat up the evil spirit. And then they locked it in the spirit world, and now he exists. And that spirit is the reason why the Avatar reincarnates, is because his spirit got bonded to that one.
That's just lame.
Korra
But
was
then there's
just
also
so
an
lame.
evil Avatar spirit that was locked in the spirit realm, and that's what the plot of Korra was.
That's lamer.
I hate that Korra
Yeah,
was just
that
like,
was cool.
oh, I have like all the elements mastered.
Well, that's how Aang was. He mastered them all, except for he was bad at Earth. They all,
No, but like,
whichever one they were born with, they have the most trouble mastering its opposite.
no, but like Korra was just like, yeah, I can basically do them, and I'm years old.
No, Korra was way older than Aang when the series started. Aang was 12. She was like 16, 17.
No, but they open with her like being like a little kid, and she's like,
Aang also didn't want to be the Avatar, and she did, which might have affected their proficiency.
Yeah, but Aang was
They
frozen.
purposely say in the show that he procrastinated learning.
Yeah,
the
he
other
actually
elements.
just sucked at
well,
being
yeah,
the
but he
Avatar.
was like,
He became really
frozen for a
powerful when he
while.
was. Yeah, he became powerful when he was
because
older.
he had to, or else
But
everyone
he
was gonna
started.
die.
He became one of the most powerful avatars. But he started off being like
'Cause he
really
went,
sucky.
I either do my job or everyone
Anyways.
gets nuked.
now most of what I hated about Korra was just that it took place in like modern.
I didn't like the lore retcons they did, and I think that the city that most of it took place in was just a boring setting. Like, okay, it's 1940s town. They have radios
The
and
1940s.
crappy
Just
a
like-
crappy version of sports.
Like
that
it's
make
so
no
much
sense.
less cool when it's like everyone
Are they
has
playing
technology.
airball or whatever that.
No. They had that sparring game where they had like different benders just throw crap at each other and try to knock
Oh.
each other off a platform.
Oh, where they're just standing on poles. and they just
No.
throw crap at each
There's a
other?
platform, and then there's like Wipeout.
Yeah.
It's like Wipeout. There's a platform and then water, and they wear like sparring gear. And there's like little earth discs. And there's a fire pit, and there's a water basin, and different
They
kinds
just
of
throw things at
different
each
kinds
other?
of benders compete at each other to knock each other off the
I
platform.
feel like Earth would be the best because you could just
Yeah, they just chuck like frisbees of rocks. They were really overpowered. But like all bending in that world is essentially only used for sports, like because there's no wars going on until later in the show. Anyway, yeah, Korra's weird. Anyway,
yeah.
yeah, that's that.
Keanu
Keanu Reeves
Keanu
panel.
Reeves had a panel for himself.
Who knows?
He talked about his comic Berserker, which he co-created. It's being adapted into a 2-season anime at Netflix,
Cool. Netflix is
which is interesting.
Netflix is really good at making anime, and they're really bad at making anime adaptations that are live action.
It's just interesting that they picked up an animated show for 2 seasons when they're phasing out animation as an original content platform.
Yeah.
But I guess they don't want to lose Keanu Reeves.
I mean,
so-
the Castlevania show, phenomenal. Arcane, phenomenal.
That's not an anime though.
Basically, an anime.
You can't just call every good animated show you like an anime. Out of the
They're
argument that you
they're
want
all
everything
like
to be
anime style characters. Like that's how
How?
they look. Like
They look like League of Legends.
which looks like anime characters. Have you seen League of Legends?
You can't just say everything is anime if you like.
It's
it.
really big in Korea, so like 5 years into the game's
Yeah, why-
existence,
how
they
does
just made
that-
every character look like an anime character.
Okay, say whatever you.
Just look. Oh my gosh.
Let's just keep moving because it's like almost 12.
Look. No, I don't want news. Shut up about the news. No one cares about news. That's an anime guy. You can't tell me that dude.
It's just a cartoon man.
That man's an anime man. Those are anime dudes. That's an anime girl. These are the animes.
Fine, Sam. Everything's anime.
Tell me she's not an anime. Look at me in the face and tell me she's not an anime.
It's not an anime.
How is she not an anime?
Look up an anime.
Like that. Our faces.
That's because they look bad.
Patrick,
the
don't put that
other
up
way.
yet. Wait,
Tell me that these are different people.
those are different.
How are those different? They look the same.
Go to the other one and go to the anime one.
There's a. Oh, I don't have it
No,
tabbed.
you
It's not
can't
there
go.
anymore.
Fine, whatever, Sam.
The point is that it looks anime.
You win. It's an anime.
You've watched an anime. That's
Bada
the point.
bing, bada
All right.
boom.
The film Berserker's also being adapted into a feature film, being written by Matthew Tomlinson, who lists the Matrix Tree of Life and the Fountain as inspiration.
Okay.
If you don't know what the comic is, it's Keanu Reeves as a Highlander.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
The first. Oh.
Oh,
wait.
and also, they basically just dropped the first trailer for John Wick 4 during this, just because I guess it's another Keanu Reeves thing.
They just did all his things.
They're just like, Keanu Reeves, everyone loves you. Here's a John Wick.
Fortnite.
Yeah, he's actually in it twice. Yep. Thank you, Max.
That's what our show is.
So,
The show where everyone's like, oh, that's from Fortnite.
so the story of this movie is someone does a mean thing to John Wick, and then he kills.
No,
everyone.
it's that everyone has already been doing a mean thing to John Wick, and now
Now he's killing everyone. It's always someone does a mean thing. and he
Basically,
kills
instead of
everyone.
John Wick hunting a guy, this one is someone's hunting John Wick.
Man, who keeps making him angry?
Everyone.
Like, do they not see what
I don't
he's
know.
done? to
Yeah,
everyone
eventually you
else?
think after like 3 movies where he just murders hundreds of like criminals. After like John Wick 6, like every criminal will just be dead. He'll have killed all of them.
He's Kira, but like instead of writing their names in a book, he just actually just goes to their house
He
and shoots
just
them in
goes
the
and
face.
shoots all of them. Oh, look, the dog is back.
And oh, well, he
He
vaporized
shot
that
that guy with a firecracker.
Hey.
Now he's doing kung fu sword fights.
Jumping out of buildings, doing some ninja moves.
Oh, that's cool.
That wouldn't be very
Is
effective.
this one
but
just
it
John
looks
Wick
cool.
4, or does it not have a title yet? I guess it doesn't.
I guess it doesn't have a title. yet.
March 24th, 2023 is when we're getting John Wick 4.
All right. That is, Keanu Reeves says that anime has become a major inspiration for all of his creative projects after the Wachowskis introduced it to him while making The Matrix.
Breathtaking.
That makes sense.
Right next to
Everything he does is
Anime
basically
really,
anime.
really influenced Speed.
Yeah,
I don't. Was he in Speed? He was in Speed,
I
right?
think he was.
Was
For,
he in Keanu?
For All Mankind has been renewed for season 4 at Apple TV Plus. No one cares. Paramount Plus shares information on Transformers Earthspark, the new 26-episode animated series set to release in November. Is this on Netflix?
This will
Nope.
be on Paramount Plus.
Never mind.
So no one will
The
watch
voice
it.
cast will be headlined by Alan Tudyk as Optimus Prime and Danny Pudi as Bumblebee. Alan Tudyk, is he the main Optimus Prime guy?
Is there a different Optimus Prime?
Well, no. That's why I was making sure.
Danny Pudi is Abed, right?
DuckTales.
Yes.
Believe so, yeah. Yeah, he was
He's
also in
Mythic
DuckTales.
Quest.
Oh, wait. We got to show that clip where he says, I'm in DuckTales, Larry.
We're gonna copy strike by Larry King.
Who cares, Tuck? We don't make any money.
Yes, we do. We make.
This
loads
is
of
the
money.
best.
This might be, yeah, this is the
This is
best
my
Larry
favorite
King.
clip.
You can't live without.
This is a great clip.
I'm sure you can get it. Love coffee.
Socks.
Your socks. Shoes.
Yeah, I really love it. Cozy feet.
Attracted to socks.
I'm attracted to really nice running socks. Like I'm always looking for good
You know,
running
that's
socks.
not luxury. Coffee. Luxury.
All right, give me a luxury. What luxury should I have? I'm on duct tape.
Yeah, I love that quote.
That's a good clip.
He's just a chill guy. All right.
Well, no one will watch that, so that's
Moving on. Hey, Transformers Prime was good except for the animation.
Except for it hasn't aged well.
and also
That wasn't the.
The
fault.
story has aged well. The
animation is
animation has aged very
Although
poorly.
the newest Transformers animated show.
Also bad. Okay, anyway, day 3 of Comic-Con, we finally get to some big boys, DC.
DC films.
We got Shazam, Fury of the Gods. We'll follow Shazam and his family, as established in the last movie, with a main focus on Billy, who's conflicted about growing up. Which movie do you think it'll be where he says Shazam and he stays exactly the same?
What?
Well, because he gets like older when he says Shazam,
Oh,
right?
you're saying like at what
So
point will he
eventually,
age to the point
he'll
where
get to
his
the
character-
age where he says Shazam and he's the same.
That
Now, here's
happens
the
in
question. Here's the question.
Kingdom Come, the comic book.
Wait,
Yeah.
if he's like 60 years old and he says Shazam,
gets
does he
younger.
get younger?
Yeah.
It makes you whatever like the prime of your life is.
Yeah, whatever your like
transform into.
strongest point
Yeah.
is.
So if you're
So he's
Shazam
like
and your peak was like
Late
5 years old,
mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Even though Zachary Levi is like 48.
so if your peak was Shazam.
Well, usually no one's
Years
peak
old.
physical strength is a 10-year-old.
Well, maybe you're like
but
you
maybe
get-
if you are horribly weak
Yeah, maybe
and brittle for
if you
your
get
entire life.
maybe if you get like in a car accident after
Yeah,
you
and
turn
you-
10 and you're like horribly
and you
scarred,
like can't walk anymore after that.
but then somehow you manage to get Shazam powers anyways, and then you say Shazam, then yes, maybe you
No,
would turn
I
into
think it
Shazam.
would still make you.
Let's go fight him.
Oh, would it change you to what your strongest point would have been if you didn't get in a car accident?
Who knows? We're spending too long on
Anyways,
this.
yeah, this is a
Everybody
was
saw
a
the
pointless
trailer.
thought
Yeah,
exercise.
there's a trailer.
Before we pull that up here, actually no, just do it and I'll read it.
Boop.
Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu will play the main villains of the film, the daughters of Atlas, who are upset at Billy because he took the powers of gods and they don't think he deserves it.
So Ben 10, the plot of Ben
Uh-huh.
10.
Maybe here's the trailer. So Billy Batson's in a therapy. He's flying around Philadelphia, which if you forgot, it's the city they're in this franchise.
Oh, I forgot
All
about
the
that.
kids are much older. References
the
to the
Flash is
Flash
here?
and
Oh,
Aquaman,
Aquaman.
and I believe Batman as well.
I hope
included
Ezra
it
Miller's in
somewhere?
this movie.
I don't.
Okay, if I were them, I would not have done that.
What?
I would have not shown any footage of the other movies.
Oh,
Keep this a separate, because we don't see their faces in the first one. We just see their like lower halves. I would have not shown any footage of them, and then just let this be part of whatever the next universe is.
oh, it's going to anyway. Aquaman and Wonder Woman. I mean, they're probably not going to cut to those shots in the actual movie, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, this trailer does look like a lot of fun. I guess the Wizard Shazam survived because he's in this.
That's not how that works.
What?
Yeah, he's supposed to be dead.
Who, the Wizard Shazam? Well,
Very
he
much
didn't die. He just kind of disappeared into mist. So
Yeah,
Who
but when
knows?
he's you're supposed to die when you pass the power.
maybe he went.
Or maybe it's like one for all. Where
that's
you
the
did-
Annabelle. Did
still-
you see that hangout closet?
Yeah, I saw.
Go back.
Still age when you're in your Shazam.
Like, just keep going for a second. And hang on, for our audio listeners, no one's gonna care. But that's Animal Dolls.
Yeah, I
the
see
Annabelle
that.
doll?
Yeah,
Hey, they have Green
Because
Lantern.
David Sandberg directed Animal.
yeah, I see that. There's also a Robin dressed bear. For
Yes.
some reason,
Well,
you know, that makes
Robin.
no
sense.
Oh, I
Lantern,
guess
which is
yeah.
cool.
He was still technically brutally murdered in this timeline. That's the staff from the first movie. If you forgot,
It's old lady.
Wait a minute. Wait, the daughter of the
Daughters of Atlas.
the daughters of Atlas, the Titan,
Yes.
would make them gods,
Yes.
which would make them dead.
That's why it's called Fury of the Gods.
No, they should be dead gods,
Well, we
Right.
didn't.
because this takes place in the same universe as Wonder Woman, where all the gods are dead.
Maybe these ones didn't. I mean, Ares didn't die either.
Yeah, because he's the one who killed them all.
Well, maybe they're friends.
The guy who murdered all of them lived.
I mean, who knows? So who doesn't matter? Who cares?
I mean,
She's very old.
That's Helen Mirren. She is very old. That's fine.
I guess that's my question. If
I don't
you're
know
in-
what this joke was because I can't hear it.
If you're
Did
in
you not watch this
Shazam-
ahead of time?
No,
Sam,
I saw like
you're
clips
bad
of
at
it.
doing your homework.
I saw the first half of it, but I just
It does look like
literally
a
didn't have
lot
time.
of fun. Shazam is the one of the only good movies they put out.
Man,
Yeah.
imagine being Shazam and your like peak life point was like when you're like, like. No offense.
Okay.
I'm just saying that would be.
They're
really
promising
bad.
a
That
bigger
would be really
scale
bad.
and like larger action
The
sequences
actors
and
look
stuff
way
for this one.
older now.
That's
Probably
because they're
it's
older.
been
like 5 years, 4 years.
4
Been a
years, yeah.
Oh,
since-
Hey,
she's
that's
in this?
girl.
yeah, that's Rachel Zegler. She's
Was
in
she
this.
in the first one?
I think she's playing one of the daughters of Atlas, but she's like
Younger.
not. I think she doesn't want to kill them.
She's the good one.
Yeah.
Doom.
Anyway,
Shazam.
fun. So
Shazam the movie.
DC brought only 2 movies to Comic-Con this year. They brought this and Black Adam.
Yes.
Because a
And
man
that is
named
because
Ezra
The
Miller
Rock is
exists.
producing both of these.
And people like him still.
And people like him, and he is a reliable brand. And he is not Amber Heard, who is now
Ousted
a
from
criminal,
society.
a certified abuser, or Ezra Miller, who is wanted by the police. So that is why they
Poor
brought these
DC.
and not those films.
The only people left.
Are they
on
gonna
the
actually
Justice
put
League-
out that movie?
The Flash,
Yeah.
they have
They
to.
have
Yeah.
to.
They are
Wow.
contractually obligated, and they spent $200 million.
The
on it.
only 2 actors left in their Justice League is Aquaman or. There's Aquaman and Wonder Woman are the only people
What about,
in their universe that can come
Aquaman
back.
and Wonder Woman.
Robot Cyborg.
No, they fired him
He's
Why?
gone.
Because
'Cause he said that they were mean. They were mean.
Well, they probably were.
Affleck's
Yeah,
yeah,
they were.
they were.
retired.
Well,
Affleck's retired.
Well,
From this.
He's in the Flash,
and in this, technically, I guess.
but then he's done because he's
Yeah,
old
then he's
and doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Let's
and he's
see.
just got married.
They
Again.
fired Henry Cavill.
And he'll be divorced by the time the Flash.
By the time his next movie comes out.
Flash is
All right.
an awful
Anyway,
person.
no. So they, I understand why they didn't bring the Flash, right, or Aquaman, but there is a lot of stuff that like we know is going to happen that like people don't hate or they don't have like criminals involved in the production that we probably could have gotten info on that we just didn't.
Man, the bar is so low now.
I mean, J.J. Abrams has supposedly been working on Justice League Dark stuff for like 3 years now. We know nothing
That'll
about
never
that.
happen. That
Come
will
on.
never come out.
That-
He's been just
Let's not
sitting
even
in his
pretend like
office,
that's gonna happen.
Ta-Nehisi Coates
twiddling
is
his
supposed to be
thumbs.
writing a Superman movie at some
That's
point.
never gonna come out either.
The Batman 2 is supposed to happen.
That actually will happen.
We know this isn't technically DC films, but James Gunn's working on Peacemaker season 2
That will happen.
and an Amanda Waller series on HBO
that
Max.
might happen.
So there is a lot of stuff that they could have brought, but they just didn't bring anything else. And Batgirl, they didn't show Batgirl either. Batgirl is filmed and supposed to come out this year. And Blue Beetle has just wrapped filming. We know that's coming out
Yeah,
next year.
Batgirl will be a flop. Blue Beetle will be good.
Now, okay. The big thing here.
Actually, wait, no, it's like the Batgirl from the Lego Batman movie. I don't remember her name in the comics.
What?
You know the Lego Batman movie Batgirl with the purple and yellow suit?
Barbara Gordon?
Yeah.
The
That-
one who was normally Batgirl like 95% of the time?
No, she's only Batgirl sometimes. But it's that
No,
version.
she's pretty much always Batgirl.
Except for all of the
you
modern
thinking of
versions of
Batwoman?
Batgirl. Oh yeah,
They-
Batwoman. I'm thinking of Batwoman.
You're thinking of Batwoman. That show got canceled.
Batgirl might be good then. Never mind. Batwoman has never been good.
Why is there a Batwoman and a Batgirl, but not a Batboy?
His name's Robin.
No, but his name isn't Batboy.
Oh, you must be thinking of Nightwing.
No, Sam. Batboy.
Are you thinking of Batwing?
His name needs to be Batboy.
What about Signal? You thinking of Signal?
No, his name.
Oh,
There
Orphan.
needs-
You're
Oh,
thinking of
Orphan.
What I'm
Orphan.
saying is there needs to be a character
Red
named
Hood?
Batboy.
Yeah, Red Hood.
Oh, Red Robin.
No, what I'm saying is
Oh, Red X.
there needs to be a Batboy.
Okay, anyways.
Young
the point is there's a
Batman.
lot of Batboy characters.
Anyway, no, okay. So obviously we've kind of skimmed over it, but the big controversy in quotes surrounding DC's Comic-Con panel this year, on top of not bringing a whole lot, was that a few days before the show, do you know what I'm talking about, Sam?
Yeah.
With Henry Cavill. So a few days before the show, Deadline published an article previewing San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And in that article, there was like one line that said, "We're hearing buzz that Henry Cavill might show up to talk about Superman."
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was no like
Official confirmation.
official confirmation. There was no like crediting a source. There was no like, "Hey, we're hearing this as part of the plans." It was just a, "Hey, we're hearing rumors."
It was nice
Now-
argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is I completely made
Now-
it up.
Of course. So the internet took that as Henry Cavill's going to show up and announce a solo Superman film directed by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
So, when that didn't happen, people were very disappointed. Now, the reason people thought that Henry Cavill might show up is that The Rock, his producing partner, is Danny Garcia,
Mhm.
who is who is Henry Cavill's agent.
Yeah.
So, The Rock obviously has a lot of cachet. DC wants to keep him around. They want to keep him happy. So, if Henry Cavill wants to come in and he wants Superman to come back, that's probably his best way to get
how they
it.
were looking for a Kevin Feige of the DC universe?
Don't
The
say
Rock.
it.
Snyder.
I think The Rock could do it.
No.
I think he could be exactly what
I
they are
don't
looking
want
for.
The Rock to do it.
I don't necessarily think he'd be the best man for it, but I think he would do it, and he would do a decent job.
I don't
He's
know
the
if he would
only
do
man
it
for
now.
They're not gonna do Zack Snyder,
Okay.
obviously. Who else do they have?
Okay,
I mean,
we've talked about this before, but I mean, I feel like that would be
He's
some.
a producer on like all their
I know,
stuff.
I know.
and he's a very likable man.
I feel like he would be interested in doing that, like years from now.
Yeah.
Because right now he's at like the prime of his acting career. He's a huge movie star. He's in great shape from all the steroids. He's getting
For
one-
now, until
He's
his
one of the
health
most.
rapidly
He's one of the
declines.
highest paid actors in Hollywood. He's got a million deals with a million different
Arguably the
studios.
most famous person in the world.
Yeah, I mean, if you sign yourself to exclusively producing DC films, you are locked in. That is your job. Like you can't do.
Well, I don't
He's
I
getting
don't think
older,
he would
though.
exclusively do DC films. I think
Yeah.
he could just be a creative lead of sorts for the DC universe.
But like, still, if you're the face of that, that's like a full time gig.
yeah.
You can't go off and shoot Jungle Cruise 2 if you're the producer
Yeah,
of
it's
the DC movies.
Well, but
But
the thing is,
also,
there's
no one
gonna be
really
no
watched Jungle Cruise. So
I did.
I'm saying he wouldn't be able to work
yeah, he
on,
wouldn't be able to do it.
especially for like direct competitors like Disney. They wouldn't want to hire him
I think if
if
Black
he's working directly for their competitor.
I think if Black Adam does really well, he would consider doing something like
I
that.
think Black Adam is going to become the central character of the DCEU, though.
I think he might, and I think that'd be really stupid.
That's why their tagline keeps being
But
the
no.
hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. It's because he's on top, baby.
You know what I really love, and I don't think we have enough of yet? Evil Superman.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea.
I think we should
What if-
make the
what if
main
cool
uh,
Oh my
the main
gosh.
patriarch of the DC universe sort of evil Superman.
Good
That's a
thing
good
there's
idea.
not like already. 15
I've never seen an
things
I
evil
like
think
that.
that would be a
Superman.
good idea, but he'll be bald and a little bit more muscular, and Polynesian.
Can he wear a
And
black?
he'll wear a black suit
Can he
with
wear?
a big
Can
lightning
he have a
bolt.
light? Yeah.
and like a shredded up cape. But
Can we
only
get
some-
rid of the
Glad
laser
there's
eyes
shows
and the
about
freeze
that.
breath and just have him?
No,
shoot
he basically
lightning?
just flies and punches and is mostly invincible.
Can he shoot lightning?
Sometimes.
Okay.
You know what? This is sounding kind of.
I think Superman won't work. I think that's a little too something that makes no sense, like Black Adam.
That's such a smart
Genius plan.
Anyway, no, okay. So
Zack Snyder.
apparently though, so basically when Henry Cavill rumor came out,
Mhm.
it was like a few hours later people were like, okay, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because Comic-Con's in San Diego
Mm-hmm.
and Henry Cavill is currently in Europe filming The Witcher season 3.
Mm-hmm.
So people are like, okay, well that's true, but he could fly over like in
There's a
day
chance.
and pop up, right? So he didn't show up at the panel. The Rock teased at Superman being in the universe. It's pretty much confirmed that he's gonna have another headless cameo in this.
Mm-hmm.
And then so people were kind of angry for a day, and then on Monday, it was leaked that Henry Cavill got COVID on the set of The Witcher, which is delaying filming for that.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was going to fly to
He
Comic-Con,
wouldn't
that
be
would
able
be
to
the reason
now.
he couldn't
Yeah.
make it, was because
Oh.
he had COVID. So that would explain. So I do think there is a possibility he was going to show up
Yeah.
and at least just be like, hey, I'm still Superman for now. And be like, me and The Rock are buds, and I'm going to be in Black Adam. Right?
I
I don't
wonder
know. I
if
feel like I'd be pretty.
because we know the Batman was really good, but we know that they wanted to keep that universe separate.
Yeah, Matt Reeves does at least.
So I'm wondering if the Shazam world, the Black Adam world, and the Justice Society will become the main continuity of DC movies moving forward.
Well, speaking of that, Sam, The Rock mentioned that Viola Davis will return as Amanda Waller
Mhm.
in this film and will be helping to lead the JSA, and that the Justice Society will take the place of the Justice League kind of moving forward as like the primary
Oh.
team.
This is why they should hire me. I have all their ideas right
So,
after they do.
They're phasing out Justice League.
It's
because
like me. and
all
this
of those
podcast.
actors have been fired for various reasons, and now they're moving in with the JSA, which is consisting of this movie of Hawkman, Atom Smasher, Cyclone, and Dr. Fate, and probably Black Adam by the end of it.
I think that could actually work.
So
I
if-
think that cast is just strong enough that you could make a decent team out of it. I think in a similar way to the Marvel universe, they took some lesser known characters,
and made
put them together, made a decent team, made a lot of money. I think I think that especially with the cast we have for the Justice Society and the characters that they are, I think they have just enough recognition. Throw some Rock in there to get some fresh people in there to actually get a pretty strong base for a franchise moving forward.
And you can already kind of see there's a little bit of continuity because at the end of Peacemaker, the whole Task Force X program is exposed. So Amanda Waller would be looking for a more public superhero team that isn't being stuck with bombs in their heads and forced to do it.
Yeah.
This is kind of a PR move by Argus, so you can see how it's a little bit more connected than it used to be.
So So let's piece together what we know will probably stay in the DC universe for now. But yeah, so let's piece together what we think they're going to keep moving forward. I think we're keeping Suicide Squad, we're keeping Peacemaker. If we're gonna follow that line,
we're keeping all the characters that survived the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. However, we are nixing. I think we can keep Harley Quinn Birds of Prey 2.
Yes, because Jared Leto's face is not in it.
Yeah, and we're cutting out everything before that.
And Black Canary is getting a solo film.
Yeah, so snip. Everything before that gone. Bye bye. Justice League, all that. Bye bye. Gone. And then we'll have The Rock, Black Adam movie. Shazam will also stay in there, and Shazam 2. And I think
Aquaman 1 and 2 will stay in.
Aquaman can stay.
Whatever happens to Amber Heard, Jason Momoa is staying in.
Yeah, Aquaman can stay. We'll just not have. We'll either recast her or ignore her entirely.
Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman will stay around.
Wonder Woman 1 will stay.
No, I think
they might retcon.
84 is stupid, but people like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. That is a popular.
There's a 50% chance we keep Wonder Woman 2.
And we're not counting all the new stuff.
This is all stuff. This is stuff that's connected. That we know is connected. That will stay in the universe.
What else is in universe?
We'll have the upcoming Batgirl movie.
We're cutting Suicide Squad 1. We're just doing 2.
Yeah, that's why I cut that off already. We have the upcoming Batgirl movie. If that's good, it will stay. If it's bad, they will
technically Batman 89 Returns will be part of this new continuity.
Yeah,
they'll technically be the first movies in the extended universe.
And then that's
then
the Flashpoint.
The linchpin here is that either Cavill is gone and Man of Steel Cavill is gone and Man of Steel is replaced, or Cavill stays and Man of Steel is kept.
Yeah, but not the other Supermans. Superman.
Not BVS or Justice League.
Yeah,
or Justice League.
You know what's funny?
They should keep Zack Snyder Justice League.
That's like not in the good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Joker is its own thing. Don't worry.
They didn't talk about that either. They didn't talk about Joker 2. Yeah. Which makes sense because that's barely ever DC.
All right, I think that pretty much covers Shazam and Black Adam.
Make sure
Zack Snyder will appear as himself in an episode of Teen Titans Go. I love it. That show's good.
Later this fall as part of the series' 365th episode,
which is just hilarious that it's gone on for that long.
It goes on for 1,000 episodes,
yes.
And the writers just.
I want this to be like the One Piece of cartoons, where just it goes forever and no one knows why. All right, The Rock says
One Piece.
Or like the what's that cat show? The blue cat.
I watch.
No. The blue. He's like got a circle for a head. No, Max, that's called Yokai. Doraemon. It'll be like the Doraemon. How did Tucker get that and you didn't? It'll be like American Doraemon.
I have to.
I only say that because that show has like 2,000 episodes.
Doraemon.
No one does.
That's
why no one knows why it's going on for 2,000
there's a
episodes.
Cat named Doraemon, and that's it.
Yeah, because he was on cartoon. He was on Disney XD for a while.
It's because Nintendo did that Harvest Moon crossover game.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, anyway.
Like Moon Girl.
Moon Girl.
The Rock says that the first cut of Black Adam has just been finished and shown to the cast, and
it's fantastic.
They're gonna keep refining it, and it'll come out.
No, it's perfect. It's done.
Mm-hmm. Viola Davis will return.
We already talked about this.
Okay, we said that. We just said that. A short new trailer premiered, but not much new information was revealed. And we don't need to pull that up. It's the same. It's basically just a shorter version of the first trailer. The Rock continues to hint at the return of Henry Cavill Superman, but nothing's been confirmed or announced.
He was asked who would win in a fight between Black Adam and Superman, and he said it would be pretty close, but it depends on who's playing Superman. And then winked at the audience.
Interesting. bizarre that you would phrase it that way, but okay.
I feel like if I was Henry Cavill,
Because like, why would
wouldn't wanna come
the
back.
actor change who?
I
wins
don't
the
know.
fight?
I guess probably like Tom Welling Superman would maybe lose, but like Henry Cavill
Yeah.
would win.
Well, because Henry Cavill Superman is the strongest.
Christopher
movie
Reeve
Superman
is
we've seen.
bad at fighting, so maybe he would lose.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he also has a random grab bag of powers from the '60s where he can just do anything.
yeah, remember
so
the cellophane
he
logo?
can throw a big cellophane S at him and he would lose and he would win.
rebuild walls with your eyes.
He'd build a wall around him with his eyeballs.
He really did that in the movie. Okay,
It's not his fault.
it's
It's
not
the
his fault,
studio.
but it's not his fault.
Christopher Reeve, blame Christopher Reeve.
He
for
could have
that?
said no.
He did, and they did it anyway.
Let's
Kids,
move on.
It
How much is left?
One
thing.
little, like a quarter of a page. We're almost done.
So much stuff.
Alrighty, House of the Dragon. This is the Game of Thrones prequel series about the Targaryen family.
Basically, like Morbius is what
And the
Oh my
creators
God.
promised that the series will feature
I'm best.
the Targaryens at the height of their power, which was like basically right before the show starts. At least 17 dragons will be featured in the series.
Specifically 17.
Well, because they're gonna kill them off like one.
I
by
know
one.
they all
Yeah.
die.
That's interesting. The volume was used to film dragon riding scenes within the series.
Oh no.
No, that makes sense. So you have a big prop.
Got it, baby.
You have a big prop dragon neck that they're sitting on, and then
and
the
then
background
you
just
ride it,
clouds.
you just
That's
bob
fine.
'em up and
I'm
down.
okay with that.
They need to make
Uh,
that practical. Make a real dragon. Okay.
Put them on the back of a plane and paint it like a dragon. Strap them down.
That could totally.
What's the girl's name who plays Daenerys?
Amelia Clark.
Emilia Clarke
Just
dies.
kill her of a heart
Flies
attack.
off a plane.
He's gonna be in Marvel now.
He is.
Who does she
She
play
was
in
in
Marvel?
Star Wars
She was
before.
in Solo,
Mhm.
right? Solo.
Yeah, she was Han's girlfriend.
Oh, that's why her career.
No, that's why it hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah,
She's been doing fine.
She was in Terminator Genesis.
that's a good choice for her. I'm glad she chose to do that.
It's not her
Um,
fault.
Yeah, it really isn't. Yeah. So George R. R. Martin says that he has seen 9 out of the 10 episodes, and says that he is very proud of the show and that it is very good. Okay, so maybe it.
show's
will
Oh,
be
he
promising.
also has been like, "Hey, I'm still writing that book, but it's gonna be different from the show. I promise."
That will never happen. That book will never come out.
Nope.
I'm sorry. It just
Someone
won't.
else will have to finish it when he dies.
Yeah, sorry. If you guys wanted to read that, you can't. It will never exist.
Well, did he have anything to say with what happened in the show in the final season?
What do you mean? Like,
He
whether or not
said
he
that
liked
it's
it,
bad and that
he
he's
didn't
not going to
like-
make it
no,
like that.
He didn't like it.
Mostly because no one liked it.
Yeah, not even the
he
creators
was
did.
just
They
jumping
just
on the
it was just
train.
an ending.
Yeah.
And also, they're gonna continue it. So
Yeah, they're also they're giving it another season to actually end it.
yeah, pretty
Good.
much.
Lee.
The animated cast of Star Trek Lower Decks will appear as their characters in live action within a crossover episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds in season 2.
Who cares? I'm
Okay.
sorry. Who cares?
Good for them. Teaser for
Why
Star
is this
Trek.
how we end it? This
I
is
know,
so
right?
bad.
I
What?
like this. This is fun
This
for
is
me.
so
And the
I like watching Max complain because he doesn't
I'm not
care
complaining.
about
It's just
Tucker,
so
have you seen the
dumb.
Star Trek Lower Decks?
Tucker-
it. Nope.
Have you
Tucker,
seen
It's probably
Yeah.
bad.
What even is Star Trek Strange New Worlds? What is that?
That's the prequels. That's the. It's a spinoff of Discovery, but it's a prequel to TOS. It's about
Prequel to Terms of Service?
yes. It's about Pike when he was captain of the Enterprise and Spock is
I
there.
just like how Tucker.
Before Kirk comes
Who's-
aboard.
Who's Pike?
He was the captain before Kirk.
And who's Picard?
Picard is the captain like 100 years after Kirk dies.
Oh.
like
Well,
how Tucker's
not
like-
dies. He gets sucked into a time for it's so dumb. It's
He
so
gets
terrible.
dead, dude.
He's
Tucker's-
gone, and then Picard takes over.
Okay.
Tucker's like, Sam, you're a nerd for knowing D&D things. Picard is the one 100 years after Kirk,
And
but
Kirk got sucked into a space hole.
but
It was
Star
it was a
Trek
whole Star
Lower
Trek
Decks, the
generation
animated
situation.
show.
But yeah, the bugbear's neck looks weird. Anyway.
Good episode, guys.
Yeah, so, and finally, the teaser for Star Trek Picard, speaking of which, season 3 reveals the first looks at the
TNG,
TNG cast. What is that?
the Next Generation. That was the show.
Okay. Who will all return for the 3rd season in 2023. So wait, are these the same show?
No, there is currently 4 Star Trek shows airing.
Okay,
no,
so where-
sorry, 5 Star Trek shows airing at once.
So is the Next Generations after Picard?
So it goes original series. Oh, okay. Timeline wise, it goes Enterprise, Discovery, Strange New Worlds, original series, animated series, Next Generation, Lower Decks, Voyager.
No.
Deep Space
No, because
Nine.
Lower Decks and Strange New
Picard.
Worlds happen at the same time,
No. Lower Decks takes place in the future.
but they're crossing over.
Yeah, but they're gonna time travel back in time.
Oh, okay.
For a crossover episode. Time travel as takes place in all of these movies, and that's just TV shows. It's not the movies.
Continue. Okay. So is Next Generations after or before Picard?
Next Generations is before Picard because
So it's
Picard is a
technically-
follow up where they're all elderly.
So it's technically Last Generation.
Yes, it was the Next Generation in the
Before
80s.
they were the
Yes,
generation.
before they were elderly.
So it should have been called Previous Generation.
well, it should now, but not back then when it was new.
Well, but Picard was the captain in like the original show, right?
Good
No,
night.
no. Kirk was the captain in the original
No,
show.
but I mean like one of the older shows.
That's
That's where that meme of him going like that comes from.
Picard, yeah, that's what the general public knows about Picard. Picard was the captain in Next Generation, which is why the Next Generation cast is coming back for Picard.
But this is a different Next Generations, right?
No, this is Picard.
But that's a different show.
Yes.
Okay, I'm talking about this Next Generation.
Yeah, it's a follow up with the original cast from the Next Generation coming back for Picard.
So it's the next Generation,
Yes.
and they're all old.
Well, if you don't count the shows that took place in between.
Wait, there's shows in between.
Yeah. Okay. Once again, it goes Enterprise.
No, stop, Max. Okay,
It goes-
I just want the ones between Generations and Next Generations.
Okay, Generations is a movie. So
Okay, not the movie, the show
Okay.
one.
So it goes Next Generation. Towards the end of Next Generation, there was 2 spinoffs, Voyager and Deep Space Nine, which happened like around the same time.
And is
as
that the same
Generation
characters?
wraps up? It's different characters, but like a few minor characters like jump back and forth.
So it's the same time period.
yeah, they take place at the same time.
Okay.
And then after Next Generation ended, there was 4 movies with the Next Generation cast as the stars,
And
right?
is that the movies the new movies?
No. That's a different timeline. This is so there's
So when did those movies come out?
the Kelvin timeline stuff
Is that what it's called?
or the Next Generation.
Kelvin is a temperature scale
I
that
know
starts
that.
at 0.
Okay.
You
So-
are literally, you are the most stereotypical nerd. You are the most stereotypical
The Next Generation.
nerd I've ever.
So the Next
ever
Generation
seen.
was the TV show in the 80s. That was
Mhm.
like the big hit, right? That's the biggest
So
hit.
where does Doctor Who take place?
So Doctor.
Okay, I think we should wrap it up
It's
there.
Tucker, that's like if
12:07
I. That's like if I started
Thank
talking
you
about
guys for
so
watching.
much for watching.
I hope you guys enjoyed Comic-Con 2022. Cheers to
Yes.
a Comic-Con 2023, given we all don't have
Hopefully
monkeypox.
DC brings some real stuff.
And cheers to
Yes.
D23 in like 3 months.
All right. You can.
I have multiple chronic illnesses.
Follow
Fine.
me on McDonald's streams. Follow Tucker on this, and also Spotify. Follow Patrick on Grimes Music and Brian's Life, and
TikTok.
and follow us on TikTok.
We're on
It's
all
the
the
same
social
name.
medias, but we don't post on any of them.
Bye.
Bye.
You gotta hit the end button there.